Hi, my name's Nigel Sadler and I'm the Chief Pollinator here at Hive. And we're introducing a whole pile of products at ISE here. This is our product called the Beeblade.
What's special about this?
Well, the Beeblade is one of the world's first blade-based media playback systems.
So you can play very high resolution, very high frame rates, all the codecs?
Yeah, we can go, we've got versions that go all the way up to 8K 60 output. And because they are a blade-based system, they're scalable. So you can choose any one of a different range of cases. So this is a symbol standalone version called the B-Box. Here we have the Nucleus, which is a rack-mounted 2-blade system, so that's a 2 output. And then we have the mighty Beehive. And the Beehive has 16 slots, so you can put up to 16 8Ks. In fact, what you're currently looking at here is 16 8K 60 media servers.
And each of them is HDMI 2.1?
Each one of those is HDMI 2.1, yeah.
48 gigabit per second.
Absolutely.
And 16 times 48 gigabit is a lot of data.
That is a lot in a small case, yeah.
How do you get it to not overheat?
Well, we just do a whole pile of clever tricks. We use some of the techniques that are used in 3D rendering.
Is it the wings moving fast?
Oh yeah. The little bees inside, making the honey and getting that around there quickly. That's all the tricks that we use to get it working. But yeah, we use a lot of tricks that we've stolen from other techniques like 3D rendering to be able to run all of this on small computers.
So there's a very good cooling. This is in there?
Yes. So the Hive has a temperature-controlled master cooling system. It also has a set of 16 OLED screens on the front so that you can see information about what each one of those blades is doing.
As it shows what's happening in terms of the codecs they're rendering, or?
Absolutely. It'll tell you what you're playing, what output you're doing. It'll also explain temperature settings, things like that.
All right. Who would need to have one of these Beehives?
So anywhere where you're doing a repetitive action of playing back media. So we have customers in the immersive environment areas, through museums, through shops, exhibitions, but also even live tours. We have features inside to be able to deal with touring rock and roll shows even. So there's all sorts of applications.
What's the history of your company?
So Dave Green and Mark Calvert have been in the media server market for a long time, making big media server. That's right, Mark here and Dave Green over at the back there.
Yeah, and they've been in the
Yeah, been making media servers, big media servers for a long time, and myself as well. I've also come from that same industry, and we realised that it was as technology was moving on, that it was getting to a point where people would not pay $100,000 for something that was just doing a little bit of mapping and playing back some video. So we said it's got to be possible to shrink that down onto a tiny PCB and thus reduce the cost and at the same time make it massively simpler and scalable.
And for example, you're running this amazing screen. We could do a separate video about this, about the Ventana display, which you're able to render in 10-bit colors.
It's so exciting and beautiful quality. It's fantastic, yeah. Yeah, we're driving that with 10-bit color depth and HDR capabilities, and that makes it absolutely pop out.
And special aspect ratio.
Yeah, this is the other thing. One of the requirements of that screen is that we can do any type of size that they want, any shape, and we're able to adapt on the system to output any resolution or aspect ratio.
Nice. So we definitely need to do a deep dive on how you do that. What else do you want to show at the booth here?
Well, the other thing that we're showing is our software, the new version of software that runs on all of these boards with a whole pile of functionality. So we have a whole pile of different mapping technologies so that we can map to LED walls, creative LED walls. We have the ability to do warp grids. So if I just do this, I can end up warping the output or even making it curved so that I could do very complex shapes, or I can map around buildings or columns, and that will be done on the output. You can see the warping in the middle there.
Nice. And this could enable all kinds of amazing display projectors.
Absolutely. And then we're also doing a collaboration with Panasonic at the show called Global Teleport. With Global Teleport, we're doing an interactive system where you can scan a QR code, create a postcard, and send it from anywhere in the world. It'll then take the photo that you put onto the postcard, expand it up to 16K, and display it on the huge screen at the Panasonic stand. This is just a small mock-up of that same thing.
Is there any warping from your software happening?
Yeah, we're dealing with the warping, the blending, going around the curved screen. We're adding the two projectors together, so we're dealing with the synchronization between those as well.
Nice. What more you can show here? There's a bunch more demos with the software. What's happened with the Stream Deck? Was that just for the demo?
Yeah. So we're also doing and launching as part of the new software a system called Data Flow. So Data Flow allows you to do customizations of logic, if you like. So deal with interactivity. So we could say that if a certain thing happens, so on a certain time code, for example, we could say if the time is a certain thing or a certain time code comes in, then modify the data and then send an OSC string, for example. So we could do a whole pile of logic to either control the videos that are playing or to interact with the user, whether it be buttons or faders or things like that.
It looks like this thing the kids are learning to program with.
Yeah.
And it's like steps that go through.
Yeah, exactly.
WYSIWYG a little bit.
Exactly. We're trying to do that, but we're trying to make it as easy as possible and as simple to use as possible.
Nice. Who are your customers?
So our biggest customers are installation engineers, AV installation companies. Companies like the immersive video companies, anywhere that's got a lot of screens, multiple channels, also things like museums and trade show booths. A lot of people are using these because they're so small to drive large displays at trade shows as well.
And this form factor is easy to put in there.
Yeah, so the form factor is actually a standard made by Intel that's called Intel SDM, stands for Intel Smart Display Module. And this is being added into a lot of display devices, processors and projectors, so that you could do away with having to separate everything and connect everything up, because often in a setup, it's all the connections and the interconnectivity that causes the problems. If you put the blade inside the display device, all of that goes away. So it's a lot simpler to deal with.
Nice. So your company, you really like video?
We do. We like video. We've been doing it between us. We've got over 70 years of experience in the media server and the media playback market.
You're the winner of Plaza Award.
Oh yeah, we're very lucky with the Plaza and the LDI Award, which is,
right
so there it is, yeah.
And what is that, Plaza and LDI?
So these are Product Innovation Awards for innovation in a certain category. In our cases, these are the AV categories, and they were for the Beeblade, the concept of the Beeblade and the modular architecture.
What is this little dongle that goes on
these are just simulating a monitor. These are simulating 8K monitors so that we can have this running full 8K and show that even in a 5U we could have 16 full 8K 60 systems running.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I wanna see that place that has all these displays.
Yeah, I can't wait to get this in somewhere. It's going to be very exciting.
I guess there must be some really cool projects you're working with.
We've got a whole pile of projects. Unfortunately, a lot of them, as usual, you can't talk about. But we started off with a fantastic installation in London called Frameless. So Frameless is a digital art gallery, basically, where each room is a fully immersive 360 environment, where we project the art and bring the user into the painting.
Is it at Tottenham Court Road?
Sorry?
Is it the one at Tottenham Court Road?
Yes, it's at Marble Arch. Marble Arch. And we've been working with the BBC to do the BBC Earth exhibition, and theme park companies. We did a theme park installation very recently, which was like a projected ride experience. So that's over in Australia. So we've been doing all sorts of varied projects.
Is there some history in terms of how you work with codecs and support them, optimize for them, and help?
So one of the tricks, in order to be able to get a system this small that can still play 8K 60 content natively, is that there is an actual silicon hardware for decoding the video on board. And because of this, we chose as our main codec H.265, or HEVC, High Efficiency Video Codec.
What's the chip?
Yeah, it's a chip that's inbuilt into the main CPU.
Which chip do you like to work with?
So we're using pretty much exclusively Intel chips, the I series, i5, i7, and so on.
They have hardware accelerated video decode.
Yes, exactly. And that's what makes it possible for us to be able to do the 8K 60 on side the board.
Are you looking at AI codecs, stuff that maybe somehow optimizes bitrate even more? Because
I'm sure we will do. I'm sure we will do. One of the problems in doing what we do is that it's about pushing a lot of pixels around. And the only way to do that really efficiently is in hardware. So if companies like NVIDIA start adding in AI decoding capabilities, then yes, we'll absolutely take advantage of that, because all of that will help to be able to do varied decoding later on.
And where are you based?
We're based in Horsham, in the south of England. It's just near Gatwick Airport. That's where our head office is. And then we've got people working around the country and in various other different countries.
And you have some very advanced video codec experts at the company.
Yes, we do, yes. Dave Green, who's one of the original founders of the company and one of the main developers, he developed the Averlight's AIM codec, which has been used in media servers for quite a long time. So yes, he's taken that and he's bringing that on into the Beeblade range.